Okay, so get this. A masturbation tree. I'm not making that up. That's exactly what they're calling it.
Quite a story.
Yeah. Um, so we're going deep on this one today.
Well,
We've got this news article that basically details how this whole thing unfolded.
right.
And, it all started with a really weird discovery in the woods. We're talking Thailand, Kamping feet to be exact. Behind a hospital, there's this patch of woods.
Right.
And someone found something pretty strange.
Yeah.
Like, really strange. Underwear.
A lot of underwear, actually.
Yeah. It wasn't just like one or two pairs either. And that's where this whole masturbation tree thing comes in. You ready to dive into this?
Let's get into it.
All right. So picture this.
Yeah.
It's just a normal day for this guy, Rangsan Shesain. He's 55 years old, heading out to meet up with a friend.
Right.
And he's walking through these woods behind the hospital, and he sees this bamboo clump.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
Right? It was like, this bamboo clump is covered, and I mean covered, in underwear.
It's not every day you see that.
No, not at all. So, of course, he's like, what is going on here?
Right. I'd be a little freaked out, too.
Yeah, totally. So he calls the police, and get this. They find 67 pieces of underwear.
67.
I know. Men's underwear, women's underwear, even children's underwear. It's super creepy.
That's a lot of underwear and a pretty wide range of, victims, you could say.
Yeah. And, at first they had no idea who was doing this. But eventually their investigation led them to this 27-year-old guy, Ophas Chuenjit.
And what did they find out?
Well, he admitted to the whole thing. Stealing the underwear, everything.
And the masturbation tree.
Yeah, that was him too.
Yeah.
He would, use the underwear for himself and then, hang them on this bamboo clump.
Oh, wow.
I know. And it gets weirder. He was really into underwear with, a strong scent. He specifically targeted those.
Really?
Yeah. And once the scent wore off, he would just, toss them on the tree.
That's, pretty specific.
It is. And he said that he would usually be drunk when he did this.
So alcohol might be a factor here.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, it makes you wonder, right? Is this just bad judgment fueled by alcohol, or is there something, more serious going on?
It's hard to say for sure, but, it could be a sign of something like compulsive behavior, maybe even a fetishistic disorder. You have to think about the fact that he was taking underwear from men, women, the elderly, children. It wasn't just one specific type of person.
Right.
That kind of suggests that it goes beyond just, a typical preference.
Yeah, definitely. And this whole thing really freaked out the people in the village,
Oh, yeah, I bet.
A lot of people had reported underwear missing, but they had no clue where it was going.
I can't imagine the anxiety.
Yeah. And after they caught Chuenjit, 6 villagers actually filed formal complaints against him.
That makes sense. I mean, it's a pretty big violation.
Yeah. And the police actually took all 67 pieces of underwear as evidence.
All 67. Wow.
Yeah, it's a strange case for sure. And, Chuenjit is facing some serious consequences.
What's going to happen now?
Well, he could get 1 to 5 years in jail, a pretty hefty fine, or even both.
Wow, that's serious.
Yeah. This whole story is just so bizarre. It makes you wonder, about how we as a society deal with this kind of behavior.
Totally. And I mean, it makes you think about what's going on internally for someone to do something like this.
Absolutely. I mean, there are the legal consequences, of course, but you have to wonder what's going on psychologically.
Exactly. And I think it's important to consider that this could be happening more than we realize, but it's just not always brought to light like this.
It's a good point. This case definitely makes you think. What do you think, listeners? Have you ever thought about how something seemingly private could have such a public impact?
And how these kinds of behaviors, whether they're criminal or not, might point to deeper issues that need addressing.
It's definitely something to ponder.
It is.
Until next time.
See you then.